Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I'm Monica, the Kismet Chemist. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the family. I am honored to have you. If you're returning, welcome back. I have missed you. All right, my loves. So today we are getting messages about Scorpio season of 2023. If you are coming to this later on down the road, this is a great reflection point. If you're here when it premieres or during Scorpio season, these are messages that are meant to help you. This is about that Phoenix moment. And a lot can be said about Scorpionic energy, about the energy of Scorpio. I even sat down and broke down the astrological transit from the moment that the sun reaches the 0 degree, 0 minute mark. But what this is about is more. Scorpio has 3 different energies: the scorpion, the eagle, and the phoenix. I was talking to my therapist yesterday about what it really means to embody the phoenix, what it really means to take a phoenix journey. And we can put rose-colored glasses on and look at that journey as though it's going to be this magical, mystical thing, and it is. But the journey of the Phoenix is much like the journey of the major arcana. It's much like the journey in anything in life. You go from the egg and you come forth and you have to learn your life, grow to adulthood. And you start to soar, you start to fly, and everything is filled with wonder and awe. But then comes the time to transform. And this transformation involves willingly stepping into the flames, willingly burning everything that you believe that you are, everything that you believe to be true, everything that you have built within yourself, and sometimes even in the outside world, burning it until there's nothing left but ashes. And from those ashes, you're reborn, but you're not reborn as a full-fledged phoenix. You're reborn as a baby. You're reborn brand new. You have to redo everything back to square one. And the reason why we do this journey, the reason why we resonate with Phoenix energy, the reason why we willingly go through these things, these transformations, knowing that we're going back to square one, is because each time that we burn things down to ashes and rubble, each time we come back out and start again, we do it stronger. We hold more wisdom, more insight. But on that journey, there can hit a point where you know that you are going through the stages of growth again, and it gets exhausting, it gets tiring, it gets defeating. All these things are normal. These are normal emotions. They are normal experiences. They're there to help grow your strength, but they're meant to be honored. Wherever you are in this journey, this is about that moment where you finally get to take flight again. That moment where you realize this was all worth it because this was what I was fighting for. This is what I was aiming for. This is what I was going for. This was my goal. This was my path. This was my purpose. So rather than talking about the astrological transits and the eclipse season and all of the energies that are all out there, we're going to talk about the energies going on internally. The energies you are navigating through. Whether you are in the fires, whether you are still soaring, but you can feel and you know that that transition time is coming and you're trying to prepare yourself for the burning, or whether you are in one of the growth stages. These messages are meant to help you to give you clarity, to give you peace, to know that you are seen, to know that you are loved, to know that you're not alone, because this journey gets lonely. This life gets lonely. Even when you have the best connections in your life, you can still get lonely. And the Phoenix journey is a solo journey. It is one that you do for yourself, by yourself. But that's only in the physical. Internally, you are surrounded by love. You are surrounded by care. You are surrounded by support. There are 4 piles. We're not working with the rune stones. I'm not going to go over what the titles of the cards are. I want you to trust your intuition. If there's a specific pattern that you use to choose a pile, I'm hearing advice from some guides that ask yourself if the pattern is ready to be broken, if you're ready for something new, and allow yourself to be led. For some of you, you resonate with numbers and you can feel it in your chest, in your heart space. Follow that. For others of you, it's just a clear knowing. Whatever it is, trust yourself. I'm going to put some meditation music on. I'm going to give you guys some time with the energies, with yourself, with your guides. The timestamps will be in the description box below, and I will see you all at your piles. Hello, pile 1. If you chose the first card, you chose the card Daring and Courageous. This is the core theme energy of your Scorpio season of 2023, whether you were watching it during Scorpio season prior to it starting, or if you're coming back to do some self-reflection. This is the energy that this Scorpio season, October 23rd to November 23rd, this Scorpio season is bringing forth. And this is about bringing this energy out of you. And we also have the fire element as well as the planets, the sun, the moon, and Pluto. Now, Pluto is a planet that is applying to all of the energies because it is the ruler of Scorpio in the modern tradition. And that's there a lot. But this card here, you have a firefighter. And this firefighter, he's walking bravely into the fire. He's taking this risk, choosing to face whatever comes at him. Now, if you guys skip the intro, there was an energy that I was feeling in that intro that I'm feeling again here about this knowingness, I'm soaring so high. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly where I'm going. And then there comes this knowing, this soul deep, bone deep awareness that this change, this transition is going to be happening. And when we feel that, we can feel a lot of fear. We can feel a lot of hesitancy, a lot of resistance, because I've spent so much time building this and growing myself in this way and growing myself in that way. Why would I want to burn it down? And the reason why is because the growth path of the Phoenix requires it. And so you can say, well, no, I don't want to resonate with this anymore, but you have to listen to your heart. You have to listen to your soul. You have to ask yourself, can I look at myself and know that this is something that is true to me and reject it and deny it and walk away from it? Or can I have the daring, the nerve, the bravery to take this risk, to go outside of the bounds of what I believe has to be the case, or what I believe this is all about, or this is what my life is for? And can I really just let myself go into those flames? Because the core, the energy of you, the truth of who you are, that's protected. That has a bubble of firefighter gear protecting you. So as you run bravely into the fire, what you're doing is you're actually on a rescue mission for your truth, for your path, for your purpose in this life. And that doesn't mean it isn't hard. That doesn't mean that there isn't going to be hesitance. It means that you have the courage within you to see that this is part of your path, to see that this is what you're called for, to feel it completely and totally, to know it, and to choose to surrender to what you feel and you know, to choose to say, okay, even though I have to go through the flames, even though everything has to turn to ash, I know, because I've done this before, that I will come out the other side. And that, yes, the growth is going to be difficult. The relearning is going to be a challenge. But we do these things. We go through these things. And you go through these things because every time you have gone through it, no matter how tired, how resistant, every time you've experienced more miracles, more blessings, more light, more joy, and more happiness. So yes, it can be hard, but you have the courage to do this. This Scorpio season is highlighting that for you. So this first tarot card is about you rising from the ashes. It can be a past energy. It can be moving forward into the future. It can be both. But this is the energy of the rising. This is the energy of learning to fly. So this is about the lessons of taking flight, leaping from the branch, falling to the ground, and getting back up. And this third card is about the lessons that you learn when you are soaring up in the sky, about the air currents and going with the flow. So the rising, we have the 5 of Wands. Not everything in life is a competition, but some things are our training ground. Sometimes we want so badly to be seen. We want so badly to be heard. We want so badly for the miracles to come in that we don't realize that when we look outside of ourselves, and we are comparing ourselves to another, or we feel like we're competing for something with another person, what we're looking into is a mirror. What your energy is every time you rise is the energy of the one that will continue to compete with yourself, to say, you know what, I'm going to set this goal for myself. I'm going to attain it. I'm going to achieve it. And then after that, I'm going to set another goal and I'm going to keep bettering myself. And I can make it a game. I can look at all the old versions of myself and see that each version of me has been a teacher, a trainer, a mentor. Each version of me has taught me. Each version of me has made me fight that much harder. To not accept, to not settle for less than what I deserve, than what I know to be true in my heart and soul for what is meant to be mine in this life. And so you keep going and going and going. And yeah, it can feel like you're up against the wall. It can feel like the world is coming at you, but it's not the world. It's all these past versions of yourself, and they're not coming at you to hurt you, to harm you. The past reoccurs within you to challenge you, to keep you on your toes, and to remind you of your strength. And sometimes it gets so overwhelming that you don't want to keep doing the battle. So let's take a look here, because this energy I can feel as what you need to know in those moments. What you need to know when you're learning to fly, when you feel like the past is so ever present and you can't overcome it and you can't move beyond it. This is going to tell you how you can keep going, keep spreading your wings, keep learning to take that leap, even after a fall. We have death. Scorpionic energy to the core right here. Every time you fall, every time you fall down, every time you go into the fires, every time you turn things to ash, every single time. Look at this. You rise right back up. Have you ever gone walking in like a forest area or a nature path and seen trees that have been felled, whether it's by wind or lightning or what have you, just a tree that has fallen over, not because man has cut it down, but just it's fallen over for whatever reason. And over time, if you go and you pay attention, over time, you'll see sprouts from that tree trunk itself, even though it's fallen down, even though the top of it is no longer producing live leaves or flowers or anything like that. At the trunk, at the root, at the base, it is new growth. There is that saying that nature will always find a way. Your nature is to always find a way. So yes, we fall. Yes, we reduce everything down to ashes. We step through the flames and we burn it all down. We burn ourselves in the process. Yes, we go through this. Yes, death occurs, literal and metaphorical. And even in a literal sense, when someone we love dies, we get back up and we rise, and we are different. We are new. We are reborn. We are changed. We have transformed. And our greatest transformations do not come from everything going our way. I'm sorry to say that if you struggle and you're at that point where you're so tired that you don't want to deal with it, you don't want to keep going through it, because I'm there in my life. I am there. I'm at a point in my life where things have gotten so hard for me that it takes me so much to sit here and do this reading. It takes me so much to get out of bed. It takes me so much to cook a meal for my family, because it's so hard. There has been so much, but I keep going. I ask for help, and I try to go at things a different way. Sometimes the biggest risk that we take is in saying, I am not okay. I don't know what to do. I need help. Sometimes the most daring, courageous thing that we do is saying, I need to transform this and I don't know how. I have fallen and I don't know how to get back up. Because parts of you remember and parts of you will continue to challenge yourself, but even that gets overwhelming. So we go through these learning journeys. We get up, we climb to the tallest branch, we jump, we soar, and then we lose sight of the fact that we have wings and we crash to the ground and it hurts. It hurts. And sometimes a person has to come along and nurture you back. Sometimes spirit has to come along and nurture you back. And sometimes what's nurturing you back is the challenge internally from your old self. What you're learning from falling down and getting back up is that it's okay to fall down, because you will, and you do always get back up. That everything that you feel in these moments is okay to feel. No one has the right to tell you that your emotions, your experiences don't matter. And if you're telling yourself that, please get help. Lean on someone. Be open to hearing a different perspective. Look at yourself and say, why do I feel like I am the only one not worthy of this? Have the daring, have the courage to say, I know I am capable of being victorious. I know I am capable of standing in my power. I know I am capable of spreading my wings and flying. I know I am capable of getting through this transformation, through this transition. I know I am capable. And I know I deserve it. And you tell yourself that as many times as you need to. And when a part of you challenges it, you say, why do you feel that way? And you let the different versions of yourself speak. Let them teach you what they have to teach you. So let's see the lessons. Once you learn how to fly, you learn how to spread your wings and soar. And you guys actually got 2 cards for this placement. We have the 5 of Pentacles and the World card. What you're learning up in the air is that there has never been a time where you have been alone. There's never been a time where you haven't had everything that you need. Yes, on a physical, tangible level, it may have seemed like there was never going to be enough, but you have always been more than enough. And this cycle of lack, this cycle of loss, that's what you learn when you're up in the air. As the air currents shift and change, as they lift you, as they help you to swoop and to swerve around things, as they warn you of upcoming storms and battles, they're teaching you that you have never, ever lacked anything. Most of all, worthiness. Most of all, power. You've never lacked it. It may have felt like it. And that needs to be honored. And so as you go through this transformation and you honor all of these things, all of these feelings, all of these changes, and all of this struggle and this strife, you close down that cycle because you have willingly walked into the fire. You have willingly gotten back up. You have willingly taught yourself over and over and over and over again how to fly, that you can fly, that your broken wing will mend, will heal, and you will take off again. And then you've done it every single time. That is abundance. That is courage. That is so beautiful and unique to you. The Scorpio season is about you realizing why you take the chances you take, why you take the risks that you take, and allowing yourself to do it again. To feel the rush, to feel the exhilaration, to feel the inspiration, to feel the fire, to feel the flames, to feel the burning, to feel the ashes, to feel yourself being reborn, to feel the death and the life and the lack and the loss and the strength, so that it can all be let go. And you can let that cycle end and let a new one begin. And I am here to tell you, when you are in that state, because I know, because that's where I'm at, that state of a new cycle, where little things start trickling in and you realize that you're one step closer to the new cycle that you've been working at. And getting out of that state, that's the hard part. going from the World card right back to the Fool card, it's not about going back to square one that's hard. It's about letting go of everything that came before, because you're not going back to square one where you were. You're going to a completely new square one that is utterly unfamiliar, utterly unknown, and utterly uncomfortable. And yeah, it is. Yeah, you can be afraid. That's okay. That is okay, because you have the strength within you to make these changes and to go through the transformation, because you have the daring and the courage, because you have turned into the firefighter. You know how to handle the flames, and you know the parts of you that are protected from it. Even if you have to rise again and start just one step at a time, you have so much more wisdom this time. So it is okay, the Scorpio season, to allow yourself to transform, allow this cycle to begin again. Allow yourself, if you choose. It's in your hands. So before we go, I'm going to give you these 2 affirmation cards, and then we're going to look at these 2 stress less cards. These are just some kind of guidance from your spirit guide team, your angels, your ancestors. For the Scorpio season, you can use these affirmations in your day-to-day journaling, reflection, meditations if you choose to, or if they resonate with you and you just want to hold on to them, that's for you. So this first one says, yes, I am more than enough. And you are. This is what we've been talking about. You are more than enough. You've never been in a state of lack, even when it feels like it, even when it appears to be in the outside world. You yourself have always been more than enough, more than worthy. And then we say, I am allowed to say no. For any of you who are working on people-pleasing tendencies, on recognizing how to take care of the self and balance taking care of the self with taking care of others, no is a full sentence. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to say, I do not have the time or the energy or the emotionality or the mentality right now to engage in this. Or I don't have any of those things to engage in it ever. You are allowed to say no. Just like you are more than enough. You're allowed to say no because I deserve better, because I am worth more. You're allowed to say that. No is a full sentence. So let's take a look at the first stress less card. It says hug, touch, or be gentle. Hug and touch other people as often as possible. If not physically, you can be gentle to others with words and actions. Bring gentleness and concentration to your speech. Ask people how they are and listen. And sprinkle good and encouraging words into your sentences. Physical touch and touching words produce oxytocin, which reduces anxiety and fear, the basic elements of stress. If you're someone who doesn't want to engage in that way with other people, another thing that you could do is get like a marshmallow or a stuffed animal. You can get a weighted blanket. Weighted blankets are really great for anxiety. Or just wrap your arms around yourself. Ask your guides to hug you and be gentle with you. And remember that you're more than enough. It's okay to say no, and you should be gentle with yourself. You should take care of yourself because who you are matters so, so much. And the more that you allow for this engagement, this touch, this hug, this gentleness, in whatever way makes you feel comfortable, the more that you help your body to produce the right hormones through your endocrine system in order to diffuse you having walked through the fire or you being called to walk into the fire, because it's any way you cut it, it's stressful. We have breathe with your diaphragm. Close your eyes and breathe normally. Which part of your lungs are you breathing with? If you are breathing with your chest, you are not using your whole breathing capacity. Chest breathing is very shallow. Put your hand on your diaphragm and feel your breathing. Sometimes your diaphragm might feel tighter than normal. If you feel a tightness, keep doing this exercise for a few minutes. If you feel relaxed, keep breathing for 5 to 10 minutes. Deep breathing relaxes the body, and focusing on your breathing relaxes your mind. When you do this, it's not just breath work. It's not just one thing. You're bringing more oxygen in, you're elevating your energy, and you are clearing your energy. You're healing yourself when you do things like this. And these aren't things that you absolutely have to do. They are just some advice from your guides. Trust your intuition, trust where you're called. If you guys resonate with the breathe with your diaphragm, I definitely suggest checking out Wim Hof method breathing technique. It's WIMHOF. It's controlled somatic breathing that helps to re-regulate your endocrine system into an alkaline state, helps release melatonin and decalcify your pineal gland, and it helps to boost your immune system, your energy, your vitality, your state of mind. It's really great when you're in a very anxious state. It's really great when you are very depressed. It is really hard to do when you're in those states because the resistance to it is a lot. But even just one time doing that can help you shift more and more so that you return back to your own inner knowingness. All right, pile one. This is your message about Scorpio season and the Phoenix energy in your life. I truly hope this resonated. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you to your guides, my guides, and the Great Spirit for connecting our energies, for bringing these messages forth, and for being with us and motivating us all together. Thank you. Pile one, if this resonated and you would like to support my channel, I truly appreciate that. Some of the ways you can do that are by liking the video. You can subscribe to my channel, comment in the comment section below, share this video out. Any and all of these things really do help my channel grow. They help with the algorithm on YouTube. They help these messages reach others out in the collective. And it really does mean more than you guys know to my heart and my soul. Another way that you can support me is by going to the description box, and there are links to donate to my channel. These things are all ways of an equal energy exchange. They are ways that you guys show your gratitude, but they're also ways in which Spirit helps us commune together as a family, as a community. And I really appreciate it. So with that being said, I am going to leave you guys here. Thank you again for being here. I love you guys so much, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye. Hello, pile two. If you chose the second card, this is your message about your Phoenix moment, your Phoenix energy, and Scorpio season of 2023, no matter when you're watching this. The card that you chose is the card of arrogance. And the figure on this card, she's standing on a mirror, and she's holding up what would be a mirror, but it's black. And the card itself talks about the way that we interact with the world, the way that we interact with each other, about superiority, about hierarchy. With this fire energy, this energy is talking to you about what it is that gets you motivated, that gets you going, that makes you feel alive. When we look in a mirror, we see the reflected image of ourselves. We see the reversed face of ourselves. And we look and we can pick apart the different pieces of who we are, or Some people out in the world go and they look in the mirror and they think, I'm so great, I'm so superior. And they go out into the world and that's the energy that they project. They project this energy that creates division. It creates separation. There is a significant difference between personal empowerment and arrogance. And this energy right here, this arrogance, whether it's from a person you've interacted with or a news source or something on social media where you look and you say, this person, they have so much arrogance, it makes my blood boil, is asking you to look deeper into what it means to black out the mirror, what it means to look into something like a scrying mirror instead. What does it mean to see the higher perspective? What does it mean to see the grander view of things? And then from there, that's when you really, really start going, what can I do with this energy? Because we can get into these states where we look at the outside world, and I know this myself as an empath, looking at all the wars and the atrocities and the crimes and murders and trauma and abuse and all of the horrible things that human beings do to one another. And the fuel for that is nothing more or less than arrogance. It is one person saying, this matters more than your life. This matters more than your breath. This matters more than your freedom. This matters more. And that level of arrogance and superiority can feel so defeating. It can feel like, what is the point? This Scorpio season is not about you being arrogant, and it's not about the arrogance that's out there in the world. It's about what we do with what we witness, what we do with what we see. This is not about one person saying, I have this over what this one person has. This is not about you saying I am better than. This is about you looking and not getting defeated anymore. Not looking out into the world and saying, what is the point? But saying, you know what? If this world is going to change, if I want to see a change in this world, that means that I have to be the start of it. I have to change from inside out. I have to be that change, not the whole Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. No, you be the change that you know the world is capable of being because you carry it within yourself. Don't pin hope, don't pin expectation, don't pin anticipation. You put every ounce of spirit and fire and soul and heart into knowing that when you look and you say, I choose not to see this difference, this hierarchy, that superiority, I choose not to see that any one person is better than the other. I choose instead to see there is boldness in being humble, that there is light in love, and that is what this world is created from, in, of. And so I will be that. I will stop letting projections be put on me, and I will start showing the world what it looks like to be authentic, to be real, to be true, to be myself. I will do that because I have been defeated. I have been kicked. I have been down. I have been out. I have suffered. I have been silenced. And there are so many people out there in the world that are doing exactly that. They are going through exactly that. So I will stand tall in my truth, and I will set this place on fire. I will recognize just how hard this journey is, just how dark some of these places that we go to are. But I'm going to show the world that we don't have to keep placing one above the other, placing this above that, fighting over something that doesn't matter when this life is done. It doesn't matter what land, what religion, what country, what race, ethnicity, gender identity, sexual preference. None of that matters because we don't take any of those check the box items outside of this world. What we take is something that can't be quantified and should never be qualified. What we take is wisdom. What we take is lessons. What we take is growth. What we take is love. And what we take is the effect of the cause that we had on the world. So this Scorpio season is getting you fired up. Total cheerleader style, fired up. It is getting you into this state that you stop seeing all that's out there and all of that arrogance as a means of feeling defeated and hopeless. And you start saying, I don't care what it takes. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to stand in my truth. I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to share it with the world. I will go through any and every transformation imaginable because it is time for the world to understand that one person can change it. And you don't have to go out there with billions and billions of dollars to change the world. You change the world from being true. You change the world by embracing yourself, by your authenticity. You change the world by living your truth. You change the world by breaking down the structures that separate and divide. Not even choosing to rebuild anything, but just breaking the damn thing down. If you've been depleted, if you've been defeated, this Scorpio season it's giving you something back. It's giving you everything back. Nothing tangible, everything intangible, but it's what is so needed right now. It's giving you life. It is setting your soul ablaze with authenticity, and this energy is incredible. It's incredible, pile two. So this first tarot card is the energy when you rise up from the ashes, when you start getting back up. The second one is about the journey of learning to fly. And then the third one is the lessons that you learn when you finally soar. So we have the Page of Cups. This is incredible because when you rise up with the purity and the innocence of the inner child. You rise up with curiosity, with wonder, with awe, with imagination. You rise up with impossibilities being the only possibility, in which you literally get back up and you have that youthful energy. You carry all the wisdom with you, but then you carry this special little secret inside the cup of your soul where you just know. You know you've done the impossible. You know you've achieved the impossible. And you know that that means that everything that everyone out in the world says is impossible, it just isn't. It isn't, because you know that you already defy all the odds. So when you rise up, when you go through the ashes and you rise up and you start that fool's journey, or you start that phoenix journey all over again, you're back at square one. You are at this little brand newly hatched baby bird. It's not even rose-colored glasses. It's like you're looking at the world and you're going, well, if I can do that, what can't I do? If I can do that, everything's available to me. Now it's time to imagine my world into being. And because of that, you start that journey every step of the way with hope, with optimism, with purity of intention, with innocence and authenticity. That arrogance sheds and you just meekly go through the world, but you're not meek. You're humble, you're honest, you're kind, you're generous, you're giving, and you are this ray of hope. Untouched by a world so broken. You're the ray of hope. Let's take a look at when you're learning to fly. We have the high priestess. We rise, we fall, we rise again. We break, we put ourselves back together, we weep, and we dry our tears. And we go through this world and we just know that there is more out there than what we can see. When you're learning to fly, there's this energy of relishing the fall because you know that the fall is where you have the greatest growth. You have the greatest wisdom. As you learn to fly, it's your intuition that leads you. I don't need anybody. I don't need a teacher because spirit is my teacher. I don't need a parent because spirit is my parent. I don't need a friend because spirit is my friend. And that doesn't mean that you isolate yourself. It means that you have the wisdom to know that some of these journeys that we go through in life are solo journeys, just like I spoke about in the introduction. The Phoenix journey is a solo journey. You aren't alone. But you recognize that there are parts of holding this wonder, holding this awe, holding this inspiration, holding this magic, just true, pure, unadulterated magic that you have within your heart and your soul and your energy field. There are parts of it that other people will not understand. They don't understand when somebody is like, yeah, I love making a mistake because I learn, because it's unfathomable. I love getting hurt because I grow stronger. Why would you love getting hurt? Why would you love being sad? Why would you love crying? Because you see the beauty in it, pile 2. You're like this rare bird. This rare bird that you see the beauty in things that people would look at you. It's like seeing a vulture, and people look at vultures and they are terrified. But vultures know. They know the hard work that has to be done, and they know the order of things that needs to happen. And they know that they literally go through life saving lives. Vultures are like the doctors of the birds. They go through life and they save lives. Why? Because they're the ones who can. They eradicate disease by eating the dead, corpses and whatnot, you know? And so because of that, they're spiritual cleansers, they're spiritual cleaners, they're spiritual doctors. They heal. People don't look at that and go, I would love to do that. No, they're like, oh my God, it's a vulture, death. You look at a vulture and you see the wisdom of all that they do. You see the purity. You see the beauty of what they do and the blessing that they are and the gift that they are. And that is just like you. People can look at the outside package of this world and be like, everything is awful. Nothing matters. It's all gone to hell and we're in the end of times and this and that. And you see the deeper wisdom and you say, you know what? We need these wars because we need these faulting moments because. And people can't necessarily understand that all the time. But it doesn't come from a place where you're negating the depravity. You're not saying these horrible, awful things don't matter. You're saying they matter because they matter because of the deeper wisdom hidden beneath what is going on. What are we learning? What are we doing? And how do we hold on to hope? And as you go through this journey, this learning to fly, this leaping and falling and getting back up and learning how to flap your wings and learning how to navigate through the air, you're gaining wisdom that can't be gained through a book. It can't be gained through a self-help course. It can only be gained through the experience of the inner journey. And that's what you are doing every time you rise back up in this Page of Cups energy and you start learning to fly. So let's see what you're learning from the air currents, from soaring. The Emperor. You're learning how to stand tall, how to be firm, but you're also learning what matters and what doesn't. How to be the leader, how to take that charge, take charge of your life, how to take those steps, how to live truly, authentically for you within everything here in the world. You're learning as you recognize the air currents, what it means, what stability means, what safety means, what power means, what truth means, what rulership means, what all this wisdom means to the tangible world. That is why you're on this journey to begin with. That is why you've gone through the flames and why you're rising from the ashes and where you're going and how you embody this Phoenix energy, because it's time to take all of this that you have and make it tangible. It's time to really set your life back on fire. And it's hard. It's hard when you have gone through so much and when there is so much and it's so heavy and it's so exhausting. It's hard. Every day can be hard. But every day will not continue to be hard. It will be for as long as it needs to be until you gain the wisdom that you are gaining. And that sucks. I'm not going to lie, because guys, a lot of these messages are messages for me as well. But that kind of wisdom, it sucks. Like, it's going to take the time that it takes. And we say it all the time and we hear it all the time and nobody wants to hear that. Give me something tangible. But if I gave you something tangible, I'd be a fraud. There's no psychic in the world that can say on this exact day, in this exact month, in this exact year, this exact thing is going to happen. No, they can't, because we all have free will. And no one knows the heart of the divine beyond the divine. What we experience from this world and from these moments of wisdom are gifts. Just like you are. I just heard don't put a time frame on it. Try not to put a time frame on things. If you want to set a goal, but don't put it into a box of it has to be by this time. No, say, this is my goal. I want to get out of bed, do my hair, brush my teeth, make my bed, get dressed. And that's all I want to do for the day. I want to read a book. I want to write a book. I want to write in my journal. I want to meditate for 5 minutes. I want to go for a walk outside. I want to play with my kids. I want to watch a TV show. I want to watch a movie, whatever it is. Set a goal, attain it. Do it again the next day. Over and over and over again until the goals get bigger and the attainment gets more exciting and you start moving back into this Page of Cups energy. So we're going to take a look at these. These are affirmation cards that you can use throughout Scorpio season or for whenever you're watching this. They're just like little affirmations for you guys. And then we're going to take a look at the stress less cards, just advice and techniques to help you guys mitigate some of the stress. So it says, I allow myself to receive. And my thoughts manifest my reality. I hold the power to choose them. Right here, both of these things, this is about changing that goals. Just like the arrogance card, it's changing the way that we interact with it. So your guides want you to let yourself really receive, to start manifesting a different reality. And in order to do that, it's about letting yourself get back into this. The reception, allow myself to receive is literally right here with the High Priestess card. You're receiving this wisdom so that you can choose your thoughts, your reality, the power that you have. So you can make the choices to take these things and make them tangible, to set your soul alight, to return back to living fully. And it's going to take time. Give yourself grace and allow that time to happen. So let's take a look at the stress less cards. Oh my God. Imagine you're a bird. Close your eyes. Imagine you have wings and the ability to fly, a bird, if you will. Take to your wings and fly off. See your situation from above, the same situation you just left. Let the wind under your wings soar freely across the sky. Feel the freedom and the wind and pay attention to other feelings you might have. Do this for 5 to 10 minutes. Stress creates anxiety, which narrows your point of view. Things seem like slush stuffed in a small box, giving your mind air, freedom, looseness, and a new perspective. The mind and body get some rest, and you might get some new ideas and perspectives. Imagine you're a bird. This is literally talking about the Phoenix reading. I am blown away. Wow. Okay. And then we have relax your body. Close your eyes and start relaxing your body. Go from bottom to top. The soles of your feet, calves, thighs, lower abdomen, diaphragm, lungs, back, neck, face, forehead. Concentrate on every part of your body and relax your whole body in the end. Keep resting in your relaxation for 5 to 10 minutes. By getting rid of the tenseness, you will relax your whole body and feel calmer. Have you ever done one of those guided meditations where they're like, unclench your jaw, and you go, well, how the hell did you know I was clenching my jaw? Until I started doing guided meditations, I did not have conscious awareness of just how often I would clench my teeth and my jaw, and the resulting headaches and pain in my teeth, in my head, down my neck, the way that my shoulders would scrunch up during it. When we are doing a body scan, when we're relaxing our body piece by piece by piece, we're actually opening ourselves back up to this Page of Cups energy, to this imagining that you're a bird, to moving through that phase. So, pile 2. This is incredible. I am so deeply honored. I want to say thank you so much for being here. I apologize if you guys can hear my dogs barking. I have my windows open and Chunk is talking to one of the backyard dogs. But I want to say thank you to your guides, my guides, the Great Spirit, for connecting these energies, for bringing these synchronicities forward, for the inspiration, motivation, and awareness today for pile 2. Thank you so much. And pile 2, thank you. If this resonated and you would like to support my channel, I would truly appreciate that. Some of the ways you can do that is liking this video, commenting in the comment section below, subscribing to my channel, sharing this video out. All of these are great ways to help the YouTube algorithm keep my video getting played, getting shared, and getting out to the audience that it's meant to. All of it really does help me more than you guys realize, and I am truly appreciative of it. And if you are looking for another way, there are links in the description box to donate to my channel. So I'm going to leave you here. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I love you all, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the 3rd card, this is your message about your Phoenix energy, in particular, energy, not a moment, but energy for your pile in particular. I don't know why I needed to specify that so much, but it really came through strongly. For Scorpio season of 2023. I was like, where was I, Spirit? We have the card of laziness here, and we have the water energy, but we also have the Earth and Jupiter. Okay. Number 1, let yourself off the hook. Give yourself a break. We are not machines. Human beings are not machines. And there's a lot to be said about the fact that everybody is so afraid. Ever since the Industrial Revolution, everyone is so afraid that this world is going to be taken over by machines. But you know what? There is something to be said about things that are created from the heart by the hands. We live in this society that pushes the grind, the hustle. I worked for Aflac for a while, and I put in 20, 21-hour days consistently, 7 days a week. I was so sleep deprived, my body started shutting down because you have to grind and you have to hustle. And if you don't make a sale, if you don't sign a business, you don't get support from your trainers, from your district managers, from your regional managers, because they don't care. If you are not making bank, they don't make more bank from you making bank. And so they won't nurture you. It is a backwards system. And so I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until I landed myself in the hospital, until I was so sick, I had to be sent out of state for testing. It was so incredibly toxic. I was in a marriage for 8 years with a man that diminished me every chance he got. If the house wasn't clean, if the kids weren't happy and quiet, if dinner wasn't ready, if this, if that, there were so many conditions upon what it was that was expected of me. I was called lazy. I wasn't allowed a break. I live every day with chronic pain at a level of 8 or higher. Every day. And it's been this way since I was in my early 20s. I was diagnosed 2 years into my marriage, my first marriage. Since I was 22 years old, and even before that, because it took them about a year to figure it out. And a year prior to that, before I even thought, well, maybe there is something wrong with my body, before I would even start seeing doctors. It started when I was 17, on and off, getting sick randomly, not being able to handle stress. And I would be called lazy. I was in debilitating pain. I feel pain all the time. I go through phases. Like right now, I'm going through a phase where I'm sleeping 7 to 8 hours a night, and I'm literally only getting maybe a half hour to an hour of restful sleep. It is like going to sleep, but still being an insomniac. And you are tired, and it's hard. It's hard to override the mental system that says you're lazy. It's hard to override that conditioning. It's hard to override that societal standard that you have to work all these hours and you have to grind and you have to hustle and you have to do this and you have to do that. It's hard to override the belief that to not do, to not push makes you lazy. This Scorpio season is asking you to expand your awareness about what rest and balance and routine and habits really are for you, to break yourself out of that structure, because that structure is toxic. It's like pouring poison in water and saying, here, take a drink. You'll probably get cancer, but take a drink anyway. That system that tells you that your worthiness in life is based off of how hard you work, how much money you make, and how fast and at it you go. This Scorpio season is for you to start seeing that it takes 24 hours for the world to spin. 24 hours. And in those 24 hours, there's so much time to do so much. If you're well rested, if you maintain a balance. I used to spend hours upon hours filming. I haven't touched my Kismetology channel in weeks again because I'm on burnout with that. With 12 videos a week, every week, and then 2 videos a week on this channel. And it came down to, where is my joy? And as much as I love doing astrology readings, I love them. It's so fulfilling. I put myself into the hustle, into the grind. No one asked me to do it. I put myself there, and then I burnt out and I needed to find a balance. We can put ourselves there, but it is not our fault we're put there. It has been an ingrained belief within the collective unconscious mind that this is how things have to be. This day, this age, this generation, this world now. Spirituality in and of itself is freeing people to find that balance. Our ancestors knew that if you put in a hard day's work, you got a good meal and you got a good night's sleep. And you do it again, but there's always a balance. You make time for your family, you make time for the things that bring you joy, and it is not laziness. It does not make you unworthy. This is what it means to be fulfilled. To say, this is what I need for me, to fuel me, to feed me, to hydrate me, to fill my cup up. This is what I need for my own expansion. And it does not make me lazy. It does not make me worthless. It makes me human. It means that you understand the kaleidoscope of the human experience, and you understand that if it were not for each and every bit and piece within that kaleidoscope, all the different colors, all the different shapes, that it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't flow. It wouldn't work. So we honor our uniqueness. We honor the rest that we need. We are not lazy because of that. And the Scorpio season is asking you to honor that part of yourself. So the way these tarot cards are is, this first one is about the energy when you rise from the ashes, that baby bird energy. And then this middle card is about learning to fly, the process of getting up, taking a risk, falling down, and having to go over and over again. And this third card is the lessons from the air currents when you're finally able to soar. When you rise up, you have the Two of Swords. This is indecision, it's confusion, but it's also moving into a state of, you know what, if I can't decide, if I can't trust one choice over the other, I'm going to pause, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to cover my eyes so that I'm not looking at something with some sort of tangible or physical mentality. I want to feel into it. I want to experience it. I'm going to lay down these boundaries and say, okay, Spirit lead me, Spirit guide me, heart lead me, heart guide me, soul lead me, soul guide me. Asking for these intangible parts of you, and you deprive yourself of the senses that we use to create a reality or to define what reality actually is within us. You say, I'm going to rise from the ashes because I don't know which way to go, but as I rise, I am going to strip myself of the things that I've been using to make my determinations so that I can tap deeper into my heart, deeper into my soul, deeper into my intuition and my psychic awareness, and let myself become a dowsing rod for my path. Let my body show me the way, not my eyes, not my ears, not the old belief systems. I'm going to let my body give me the clarity that I need. I am going to give myself the grace to choose a direction that is right for me. And so as I come out of these ashes, as I am reborn, as I am taking these brand new steps like a baby deer, wobbly, I'm choosing not to look at the world. I'm choosing not to look at society. I'm choosing not to look at this part of my past. I'm choosing to be new. I'm choosing this, because once you make that choice, those swords become your battle gear. They become what you use to help navigate your way forward, not your eyes, not your ears, not your mentality, but this part of you that is so firm and true to your path that no one can dissuade you, and you will prove to them this simply by going forward. So let's take a look at the lessons that you learn as you're learning to fly. Death card. You guys may have been drawn to another pile. I don't want to say which, just in case you weren't. But as you learn to fly, it's a lot like this death card. You've got the bird that has fallen down and then another one rising up. The more that we fall and get ourselves back up, we go back into this exact same state, and we learn every single time. For you, you learn how to hone your intuition, how to hone your truth, how to hone the expansion of your awareness and of what it means to live your life on your terms, to live your life with the purity of your intuition, the purity of you as your own dowsing rod, you as your own guide, you as the one who knows. And you look at this time frame where we get up and we fall, and we get up and we fall. We go through these massive spiritual awakenings, and our ego just falls. It doesn't ever go away. The ego doesn't go away. It's not meant to. When we talk about an ego death, it's much as metaphorical as this death card is, because the ego is the persona. The persona is the chosen incarnation, which means the ego and persona are nothing more or less than the version of your soul expressed to the world. But our ego changes, it melds, it molds, it adapts, it assimilates, it dies and comes back to life. And when it dies in real life, like it dies in the physical sense, we're reborn into spirit. Energy is not created nor destroyed. It is transferred from one state to another. It's change, perpetual change. So as you're learning these lessons, as you're going through these phases in your life, as you are reconstructing a mentality internally in your own mind and your own heart based off of what you know to be balance. What is action? What is rest? And when does rest become laziness? And what really is laziness? Is it nothing more or less than lazing about? It's just lying about. It's resting in the grass. Is it a worthless endeavor? That's up to you to decide. Me, I don't think that's a worthless endeavor, because you're communing with the earth, you're communing with spirit, you're communing with your heart and your soul. This is about how it feels for you emotionally and letting yourself rise back up, rest and rise. And that's the lessons journey. That's what it means to keep trying, to keep working at it, to keep perfecting it. When we are stuck in the state of indecision and we don't know which way to go, we perfect the art of trust. And how do we perfect the art of trust? We go through a lot of experiences where we have to really, really look in the mirror and be like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? Is this true? Is this authentic? Is this how I'm meant to do this? And when we do this self-reflecting, this self-dive that we do, it's hard. It's painful. It strips us of everything we believe. But then we rise again. Then we stand back up. Then we keep going. You keep going, pile 3. And you don't keep going to the point where you burn out. You go until you rise again. And then you let yourself fall and rest and rise. That's what you're learning. You're learning how to let things fall away, how to let certain perspectives be transformed, how to listen to yourself above and beyond the rest of the world, above and beyond even me, above and beyond even spirit, but yourself because Spirit doesn't want you to listen to Spirit. Spirit wants you to listen to yourself, because listening to yourself is actually listening to Spirit. And when we learn that it's one and the same, then we forge a union with our inner self and with Spirit in a much more profound way. But it's about us doing it for ourselves, not looking at the outside world over and over and over and over again. And letting it be something where we do it differently every single time, but we're still engaging in the same process so that we can see all the myriad ways these things happen in our lives. So let's see what lesson you're learning from being in the skies. The Knight of Pentacles. Everything takes the time it takes. I was talking about this earlier. It's such a shit notion. It's such a frustrating notion, because especially with the Knight of Pentacles, when you're waiting for some like financial freedom or financial increase to come in, and you know it's coming in, and you're sitting there going, I have to pinch pennies this month, or I have to pinch pennies in this way. And you are just like, what do I do? How do I do this? And it's so stressful. It is all-consumingly stressful. You don't want to hear things take the time that they take. The universe isn't being lazy about your blessings. And that's something that you learn as you learn how to soar, because we take the time that we take to grow, to become, to move through these phases of life and death and rebirth. To move through this Phoenix journey, we have to allow ourselves to take the time we need to take. Remember that whole, like, the earth rotates 24 hours a day? If you think about that in terms of the sun going through the entire sky, all that can transpire in the heavens in one day's time. Everything that can happen in just 24 hours. And we look at the Bible and we hear the story of Genesis and the story of creation, you know, this story that people cling to. God created the world and the heavens and the earth and all of everything in 7 days' time. One day to God is like 1 billion years in our time. 1 day, 24 hours, 1 day. It takes the time it takes. If Spirit was impatient, we would not have the beauty, the blessings, the abundance that we have in this life, that we have in this world, that so many people take for granted. And why do we take it for granted? Because we are rushing our way through everything. Pile 3, you're not lazy if you're not rushing. You're honoring the lessons that you've learned about this journey of life. You're honoring the creation of everything from the love of Spirit. You're honoring knowing that 1 day can take billions of years. It takes the time it takes. You're honoring that. And as you honor and embody that, you really shine a beacon in the world. You shine a beacon in the lives of everyone you come into contact with. Even if you don't see it, you're shining a light into my life right now simply by sharing your energy. It's what I aspire to, is that balance. That relaxation along with motivation. That rest, real rest, and real creativity hand in hand in life. So let's take a look. The rest of the cards are just some guidance to keep moving forward. We have 2 of these affirmation cards here and then 2 stress less cards. These affirmations, you can use them throughout the journey, throughout the process, throughout the season, Or if it just resonates and it's an affirmation that you think will help you move forward in life, please take it and use it. Oh my God. I honor the divine energy that is money. This is literally like a working thing, like the grind. Money is energy. And when we honor the energy that is money, that means that we value ourselves and our time. And when we want to make it into a physical and a tangible thing, we're saying, you know what? This is what my worthiness is for this amount of time. If you're worth $200 an hour, be worth $200 an hour and honor it. Honor that part of you. It's always the right time to start. When you are changing things up and redefining how you view yourself, how you view the world, how you view your business, how you view your transformation, how you view your life, every moment is the right moment. Every starting point is the right starting point. There's this notion that when you're planning to have children, you should wait for the right time. Make sure you have a house, make sure you have a yard, solid jobs, this and that. Make sure there's enough money. There's never a good time to have kids. Granted, I had kids very young. You know, I would argue that there are wrong times to have kids, like when you're a teenager, which I was a teenage mom. There can be that, but there's never a right time. The right time is always when the child comes. When you're looking at starting something new, when you're looking at starting your life, when you're looking at just engaging in something, it's always the right time to start. And yeah, we can get into these funks where it's like, am I just being lazy or am I giving myself a rest? How hard, how fast were you working before? Give yourself the rest and then start bit by bit, piece by piece. It's always the right time. So let's take a look at your stress less cards. It says, give yourself mind candy. Give yourself a thought treat. Just like you would a piece of cake at a party, what is the most delicious, happy thought you can think of? What thought makes you smile? Bring that thought into your mind and bathe in it for 5 to 10 minutes. The body reacts to positive thoughts with good hormones, which help your body relax. My husband and I like to play this game. Like, we'll watch the Powerball get really, really high, and then we'll talk about what would happen if we won. Granted, you have to play in order to win. We don't play, but we like to play this game because it's nice to envision a world in which we are multimillionaires and we can decide how many people to help and what our life would look like. So we talk about, well, would you take the payout or would you take the installments? How would you handle it with your family? How would you handle it with your friends? How would you handle it with your kids? And we talk about these things. We never paint the picture of, well, people are going to come out of the woodwork. No, we talk about putting our kids through college, giving them trusts, and creating foundations and creating a business without investors to answer to, and creating or giving the people that we love a chance to be free of worries that we all have experienced together. And it might seem like it's child's play, but when we do that, when we envision that world, I can paint it so clearly. I can paint all the possibilities that open up. I can paint it all. And it's not about the money. It's about the feeling of the safety and the security and the groundedness of not having to worry about that. It's about envisioning the opposite side of life from what we have experienced. So many people live in poverty. So many people struggle. And we struggle. We always struggle in some way, shape, or form with money. And we always work through it, but we still struggle. So when we give ourselves that, then we start seeing money as a positive thing. And then our money situations get easier. They lessen. Sometimes when it comes to changing our mindset, changing our functionality, it's about shifting by playing this game of life, by playing this game of what ifs, and not diminishing yourself because of it by saying, I wish this is what it would look like, and just letting yourself dive into it and experience it and create it in your mind so that you can give yourself the rest and the relaxation that you need internally. Oh my God. Relax your body. Close your eyes and start relaxing your body. Go from bottom to top, the soles of your feet, calves, thighs, lower abdomen, diaphragm, lungs, back, neck, face, forehead. Concentrate on every part of your body and relax your whole body in the end. Keep resting in your relaxation for 5 to 10 minutes. By getting rid of the tenseness, you will relax your whole body and feel calmer. In Reiki, we call this a body scan. So even in meditation, it's a body scan. You go through and you focus your awareness on these parts and you're clearing your mind as you're doing it, because any kind of meditative practice is just you clearing your mind of all the clutter by focusing on something. This is why I crochet to meditate a lot of the time. But when you're relaxing your body, now you're doing energy work, you're doing healing work, and we can get really, really, really tense. We can be called lazy when it looks like we're relaxing, and really we are so tense from all the stress, from all the anxiety, from all of everything, that we are clenching muscles we don't realize we're doing. So relax your body. Give yourself a break. Scan yourself head to toe and then feet to head, and give yourself the opportunity and the luxury of expanding into some sort of visualization of a different world, a different life. Honoring yourself and honoring energy. All right, pile 3, this is the message that I have for you. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you to your guides, my guides, and the Great Spirit for connecting these energies, for being so motivational, so loving, so honest with pile 3. Thank you so much. Pile 3, if this resonated and you would like to support my channel, I would truly appreciate that. Some of the ways you can do that is by liking this video, subscribing to my channel, commenting down in the comment section below, sharing this video. All of these things are ways in which these videos get out into the algorithm and help reach the audience that they're meant to reach. And I truly appreciate it. Other ways that you can support my channel involve going to the description box. There are links to donate to my channel, links to my author page on Amazon. I have, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 books available on Amazon. Yeah, I did have to count that. I was pretty sure it was 9, but I wanted to double check. So yeah, you can go check out my Amazon author page. That's another way that you guys can support me and my creative projects. But I'm going to leave you here. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 4. If you chose the 4th card, you chose the card of wisdom. This is your message about this Scorpio season and your Phoenix energy. To this card, wisdom, it has the earth element, but it also has Saturn on it. We go through this life and we go through so many different things: illnesses, injuries, heartbreak, hardship, poverty, exclusion, isolation. We go through so many challenges, so many things that feel like we are at odds with the world, or the world is at odds with us. And neither one of us know how to see eye to eye. Neither one of us knows how to bridge that gap. We go through these things and we learn. What we learn is cause and effect. What we learn is about the impact that we have upon everything and everyone and their impact on us. We learn these things and they become little nuggets of wisdom within us. When you go through a journey like the Phoenix journey, it's not one that is simple. It is not one that is easy. It is not one that is filled with just super duper glitter magic and love and light and all of this toxic positive notions. No, the reality is the Phoenix journey is one of heartbreak. It is one of destruction. It is one where you lose all your mental faculties and your body's ability to function, and you have to relearn yourself and the world and how to walk and how to talk and how to move and think and breathe and function, because everything has been burnt. And we don't talk about that enough because people think, well, if you talk about it, then you're bringing about negativity. But the reality of this journey, the reality of what it means to embody Phoenix energy, the reality of all of it is that we aren't being honest if we aren't talking about the hard times as much as we're talking about the good times. Just like we aren't honoring the journey if we aren't talking about the good times as much as we talk about the hard times. All of these things are lessons that we learn, lessons where we gain wisdom. This Scorpio season is calling for you to realize the amount of wisdom that you have earned, have gained the hard way, the painful way. How have you learned from being in the world, from seeing the things that you have seen, from experiencing the things that you have experienced? And how have those lessons and challenges and painful moments become the fires so that you could become the ash, so that together in that journey, you could become the wise phoenix, not the wise owl, but the wise phoenix, the next level, the next step, the wisdom of the mystical and the mystic, of the sage, the magician, of the witch, the wizard, of the shaman, of the medicine man, medicine woman. This is what you are heading into or have come from, depending on when you're watching this. But that is what this is all about. It's about you valuing and anchoring down your wisdom. And when we talk about valuing and anchoring something down into this physical world, we could look at it in a very, very literal sense. You could just drive a stake into the ground and say, I'm planting my flag here. I'm planting my plethora of wisdom here. But more than that, this is about you realizing in a very grounded way the magnitude of what you have undergone and the magnitude of what you have learned and what you have that you bring to the table within yourself, not your money, not your resources, but the wisdom of the lessons that you have learned that you are here to share. And the honor that this world has in knowing you and experiencing you. So this first card represents the energy that you embody as the phoenix when you are rising from the ashes. This middle card is the lessons when you are learning how to fly. It's the lessons from falling over and over and over again until you finally discover the right flapping, the right branch to leap off of, the right way to do this flight. And this third one is about when you soar and what you learn as you soar. So let's see the rising energy. We have the sun. This goes hand in hand so beautifully with the wisdom card because you know that going through the flames is hard. It's scary. And the things that you have experienced, the things that you have undergone, it's nothing small. It's nothing menial. But if you don't hold on to the light, if you don't hold on to the hope, and if you don't hold on to the joy of being able to experience life, even if there are parts of it that hurt, the joy that you have air in your lungs, that you are able to sink your feet in the sand at the ocean or a lakeside or into cushy grass, sometimes warm from the sun, sometimes nice and cool first thing in the morning, or hear the crunching of the leaves in autumn, to see the sparkle and hear the hushed silence when that first blanket of snow falls and the world just pauses for just a moment. Those are the things that you hold on to so that when you rise up, you know, I am rising up with joy. I am rising up with hope. I am rising up with happiness. I am rising up just like the sun for every new beginning, rising up to greet the world, to meet the world, to join the world, and to teach the world. And as you rise up every single time from those ashes, you embody more and more of this energy of the sun, and you shine brighter. Your soul shines brighter. Your eyes twinkle more. And you may not see it for yourself, but there's a wisdom within you that knows that you carry this energy because other people reflect it back to you. They show you just what you're giving them. So what you are gifting to the world. And this is very beautiful, pile 4. So let's see the lessons that you learn as you are learning to fly. We had the Fool. There is an old Japanese proverb that says, fall down 7 times, get up 8. I'm paraphrasing, but that is the essence. And we've got lotus flowers down here on the bottom of the Fool card. And lotuses, they grow from mud. They come out of these places that are icky and gooey and gross, and they bring forth beauty from those things. And you do this as you're learning to fly, as you are going through the journey of falling, faltering, getting back up, spreading your wings, trying again over and over and over again. And as you fall and break parts of yourself, you leave those behind and you say, I'm going to do it again. And every time that you get back up, somehow you have a beginner's mind. Somehow you embody that new, fresh energy, that wonder, that awe, that curiosity, that purity and innocence, like a child seeing Santa for the first time, or waking up on Christmas morning and looking under the tree and there are gifts under there. And it's like magic. And everything is filled with possibility. So when you're learning to fly, when you are finally learning to spread your wings, and you can see where you want to be, you can see other birds up in the air, and you know that that's where you want to go. You want to be up there. You want to feel the wind in your face, and you want to soar in and out of the clouds. Every time you just hold on to hope, and to each time of trying as being the first time. let's find out the lessons from when you finally soar. We have the Knight of Swords. When you can fly, when you can soar, when you know that you finally got it, you don't waste time. You come in fast and hard and you get the truth and the clarity to whoever it needs as fast as you can bring it. When you're soaring, you learn that the truth is the most powerful form of wisdom that we can share with each other. People talk about hard truths, and yeah, there are hard truths in the world and they can hurt. But what hurts more is the lie. What hurts more is breaking down what is true, what is pure, and building up an illusion. And you know that, so you come forth into the world and you have this purity and this honesty, and you share it. You share it with the world. You share it with those that are in need the absolute most. You gift this world with such beauty and blessings because you understand the nature of cause and effect, the nature of karma, the nature of limitation. But you also understand that sometimes there are true limitations in life. That's a lesson I've had to learn myself. That my body can only handle so much. That my mind can only handle so much. That my emotions can only handle so much. And so I have to balance out what I need with what I'm called to do. And over time, the things that felt like limitations become the boundaries that we build. And that's what limitations are there for, to teach us about boundaries. They're not there to harm us. They're not there to relegate or subjugate us. No, when Saturn comes in to teach us about limitations, Saturn is teaching us the boundaries of what we need to know for ourselves. And it's great, great wisdom. So we're going to take a look at these two cards here. These are affirmation cards. You can use them as daily affirmations or reflective ideas, inspirations. They're just here to help you. So we have, it is safe for me to rest. That's really funny. I'm going to get into it why after I'm done. And then I am not afraid to step into the edges of my comfort zone. This is literally the Fool energy. But the reason why I said it's safe for me to rest is so funny to me because I'm in an Ehlers-Danlos flare, and this happens when I go a long duration of time where I'm not getting restful sleep, where my body just kind of goes into like a mononucleosis mode and I need a lot of rest. So I've been sleeping for on and off for about 24 hours. And I told my husband, I'm going to finish filming today. I'm going to make myself some tea. I'm going to turn down the bed and I'm going to spend the next day in bed resting because that's what my body needs. And I could get into my head about, well, if I'm not producing, if I'm not creating, my kids are going to be home. There's going to be this, there's going to be that. We need this, we need that. I could get in my head about all of those things. But what would be the point? It wouldn't help me rest. And when we are in a state of fight or flight, we don't feel safe to rest. We don't feel like rest is anything safe. If you have ever been through a situation where someone has told you that you're too lazy or worthless or anything of that sort, whenever you take a break, it makes it hard to rest. But that again is one of those boundaries, that limitation that Saturn sets for us so that we learn, I can do this, but this is what I will need for me. I can clean the house, but afterwards, I'm going to need some quiet me time to read a book or to watch a TV show or to take a nap. And when we go through things like that, we don't feel like it's safe to rest. And so resting is actually stepping into the edges of our comfort zone. When we are prioritizing what we need, we're saying, this is what I need. And when we haven't done that for the longest time, it is that fool's journey of learning how to take care of ourselves alongside the work that we do in the world. So your guides and spirit want you to consider during this time relearning how to set boundaries in a different way. And instead of calling them boundaries or limitations, think of them like a to-do list. Put rest, put relaxation on your to-do list, because when you do that, then you start seeing that it's a worthy thing to be added onto the list. And don't put it all the way down at the bottom after everything else is done. Put it somewhere in the middle so that you balance it out. I'm going to do all of these things for other people, for my family, for my house. Then I'm going to do this for myself, for my well-being, for my personal needs. Then I will go and do all of this other stuff for whatever, what have you. And as you do that, you start learning how to navigate taking care of yourself and taking care of others. Giving yourself that safe space to prioritize what you need. So let's take a look at the stress less cards. These are just suggestions to help mitigate some stressful experiences or moments on this journey. And especially throughout this time, it says, go to the center of yourself. Close your eyes. If there was a center in you, where would it be? Look for it and keep your attention to it. If the center feels small, imagine it growing like a balloon. If it's difficult to find your center, look for it in peace. When you find it, rest in it and breathe. Stay there for about 5 to 10 minutes. By returning to your center regularly, you will have better recognition of your emotions, feelings, and needs. When you're not just serving others, you will feel more powerful. Exactly what I was just saying. I love that. Thank you so much, Spirit, for that beautiful confirmation. Sometimes we can create our center. You can actually think of the center like the gym or a spa or a retreat vacation area, and create it within your mind. Create your center. We talk about the center of your being and we talk about the heart space, but create it within your mind so that you can do your own kind of visualization, your own kind of meditation. They teach that in Reiki classes a lot of the time, is creating your Reiki space internally. And from that, I just kind of developed all these different places that I create within myself. When I want to work on my own emotions in a safe space, I go into my pineal gland and I really look internally, but my pineal gland is represented by a library that has a doorway to portals to other realms, portals to different places within me, portals to all sorts of things, but it's heavily protected. So I've created all of these different places within myself, one of which is a sacred place. It's a sacred center of my being that I have created. Think about what your center looks like. Does it look like a mountain retreat? Does it look like a tropical island? What does it look like? Create that and give yourself time in that place. And then we have let go. Close your eyes and breathe normally. Every time you breathe out, imagine blowing out tightness, bad feelings, stress, and tenseness in your body. With every breath out, something bad and not serving you leaves your body. If you want, you can imagine a color for the things you are breathing out, for example, black or gray. Do this exercise for about 5 to 10 minutes. Breathing calms you down, and the exercise will make you feel lighter. This is something that all guided meditations that I've ever worked with actually do. Even doing the Wim Hof breathing method, he says, breathe in with relaxation, breathe out the stress, breathe out the negativity. breathe out. So push all that air out and allow for the elements within the physical world to transmute those things for us and become a symbiotic connection and relationship. Forge those things with this physical world, with Mama Earth, with the sky and the air and the wind and the sun and the heat and the waters and the fires of the sky. Combine those things together, because what you're doing is you're learning how to take care of you, how to allow yourself the safety to rest, and you're working together, learning that we are part of the whole, and the whole is us. Because you have great wisdom. And that wisdom that comes with learning how to take care of the self in balance with helping others. It's a beautiful thing. All right, my loves. Pile 4, I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Great Spirit, for facilitating the connection between our energies, for these gentle, loving reminders, for these uplifting motivations for pile 4. Thank you so much. Thank you. Pile 4, if this resonated and you would like to support my channel, I would truly appreciate that. You can do that in a multitude of ways, including liking this video, commenting in the comment section below, subscribing to my channel, sharing the video out. Any and all of these things are excellent ways of these videos getting out there into the world, helping reach those that they are meant for, and helping to spread Spirit's love in the world. And they are all very much appreciated. You can also go to the description box, and in that description box, there are links to donate to my channel, links to my author page. These are both ways of doing an equal exchange of energy within the monetary realm. All right, pile 4, this is what I have for you. I love you all. Thank you again for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you at my next reading. Bye.